4A at one time, followed by 4A at the later time, and flip-flop them. Anyway, we're going to talk some Bulldog baseball right now. Coach J.J. Ortiz is with us. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Hey, went up to Goddard Friday night and won a couple ball games.
Yeah, I'm so happy with how our guys responded and took care of business. We talked about just Portales, needing Portales to help us out. I don't know if you remember us talking about that on the radio. I said, and I probably didn't say it the right way. I said, what I wanted to say is out of Lovington and Portales, I think Portales has the best chance of beating Goddard to help us out. And so I said, you know what, Portales needs to help us, and they did. And so that opened the door for us. And then we went up and won both games and district champs. So
right. Not a lot of runs scored in either game. Really good pitching matchups. And you had one pitcher that just stepped up, got the save in the first game, and pitched a complete game shutout in the second game.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Davian Molina just did a great job on the mound. We brought him in against Goddard in the first game, home game when we played him here, and they got a couple runs off of him and won the game. And then we brought him in the second game of the home game against Goddard, and they got a couple runs. So, you know what, he really wanted to redeem himself and come out and have a good day, and he did. And Josh Madrid had a great start to the game. And the way the state tournament is going, and with us having to reschedule that game, we had to keep Josh under 90 pitches, and so that's why we pulled him out. And
he was like 87 or something like that.
Yeah, and we didn't want it to be too close to 90, so we pulled him out. And Davian just stepped up and did a great job throwing strikes, and we helped him out in that second game with some runs and had some bases loaded, and really could have had some more runs, and had a couple mental mistakes on the bases. But no, really proud of how our guys responded. And I told them, I said it, I had no doubt. They've responded all year to different situations. Us losing to Hobbs, coming the next game and beating Carlsbad, and down 5 runs in the 7th inning to Portales and scoring 7 to beat them. And beginning of the year, coming back and winning some extra inning games, and they've just done a great job all year.
Well, and you've taken advantage of gifts. I think the second run, which turned out to be the game-winning run in the first game against Goddard, scores without a hit. Nothing that was done offensively by Artesia brought that run around, and the team was able to make that run stick and get the win in that second game.
Yeah, it shout out to our kids for getting on base, and then that pitcher, he had a wild pitch, and we took advantage of it, and so that's what we tell our guys. If you're going to make mistakes against a good team, they're going to take advantage of it, and when teams make mistakes against us, we're going to take advantage of it. And so it all worked out.
So that set up where you were the district champs. They seeded you at a number 5, which was a little disappointing in that you didn't get a home game to start out the tournament, but you're in the tournament. And you had a locked-in position. You didn't have to sit there and cross your fingers and say a prayer or two Saturday night hoping you were going to get in. You knew you were in.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they go off of criteria, and it goes max preps rankings, finish in district, head-to-head matchup, wins against district champ, even if they're a smaller school than you, and you beat them. And so that really changed the seeding, because Santa Teresa had a win against a district champ, even though it was a smaller school in Cobre, and Los Alamos had a win against district champ, and so you got to look at all those factors, and that's why they have the criteria, so they can make sure they give everyone credit and do the best they can at seeding everyone. But we feel really good about 5 seed, and you know what, everyone is worried about Artesia. No one wants us on their side of the bracket. I'm sure St. Pius saw us on their side and said, dang it. You know, we don't want to see those guys on our side. And you know, I talked to some other coaches across the state, and they know we're a better seed than number 5. But, you know, that we're going to take it and we're going to roll with it. And just like we've done all year, we're just going to go out there and play one inning at a time, one pitch at a time, and you know, want to have our best game today against Santa Teresa.
What do you know about Santa Teresa?
You know, I've talked to some other coaches. They said they're a solid defensive team, solid fundamental team. They have a couple good arms. We'll probably see a lefty today, number 7, or 00. He's a right-hand pitcher, a big kid, and so I'm thinking we're going to see the left-hand pitcher, and you know, they'll be ready to play. That coach, we have him come to our tournament, and he always puts a good team together. And so we saw them in 2019 in the quarterfinal, and they had probably one of the top 3 pitchers in the state, and we faced him and got the win. And so, you know, they're going to be ready to play.
Well, you're kind of a numbers guy when it comes to baseball. How do your team bats stack up left-handed versus right-handed? How have they done this year?
Yeah, no, our guys have done really good. We haven't seen that. You know, Goddard threw a lefty against us. Pertalis threw like 5 lefties against us. They kept bringing them out, and you know, I feel really good about our guys with the left hand. You know, we have a couple lefties hitting from the left side for us, and so, you know, everyone looks at that matchup as it's better for a pitcher than a hitter, but, you know, our guys don't back down from anyone, and we got some right-handed hitters in our lineup, and so that benefits some going up against a left-handed pitcher. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you got to put the bat on the ball and play the game, and so.
Yeah, got to get it in play and see what happens. Do they have any? Have you been able to find out what kind of arms they have in the outfield, and how that may affect your ability to steal a base or two?
You know, we have a really fast team, and so we're going to be aggressive on the bases. Really, the only thing they said was that they're just a fundamentally sound team, and so tried to get as much information as I could. And so, you know, that's just how it goes.
People aren't necessarily willing to share when they're kind of worried about whether or not you might advance. And
right.
And you mentioned St. Pius. Bulldogs obviously have to win the game tonight. The other game that's going on at noon today is St. Pius hosting number 8 Aztec. And so if Aztec pulls off the upset and you win, your game would be here on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
If St. Pius wins, then the Bulldogs would travel to Albuquerque on Thursday. So that's kind of how the bracket.
Yeah, and it's happened before. You know, it happened with us. I think in 2016 we went up and we beat Pedro Vista, number 1 seed, and we were the 8th seed, and that year. So it can happen.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially this round. Everyone's going to throw their best pitcher, and so it can happen in the quarterfinal, because you know, you're going to face a good arm, even though you might not be facing a very good team sometimes.
You're going to face the top pitcher from that team, because the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday kind of takes out the flip a coin. Do you throw your number 1 or number 2 on Thursday and save your number 1 for the semifinal game? That's all out the window because of the extra couple of days.
Yes, sir. And I think a lot of teams will, you know, plan on pitching their best guy 90 pitches, less than 90, and then have him for the championship. And so works out really good for us.
Yeah,
we got some strong arms. So
Were any other surprises, or did it pretty well stack up? Los Alamos got the 3, Academy in at the 6, Goddard got in as a number 7, and Mayamera the number 2, and that's where Goddard's going to be playing this morning, is up in Gallup. I thought all along going into Friday, regardless of who won the game, both you and Goddard were going to get into the state tournament, and it, I guess, give me a brownie point. I got one right.
Yes, sir. You know, I talked to Coach Mondragon about it, and he works with the NMA a little bit. So we talked about the criteria, how they're going to do it. So we looked at all the teams, and what was up in the air was 2, 3, and 4 from the criteria. Los Alamos had more district wins against the district champ than Mayamera, but Mayamera ended up getting the coaches poll, and so just because they played some tougher teams. And Santa Teresa, they were out because of they didn't win as many games against his district champ, and they didn't get the coaches poll. And so I ranked us 3rd in the coaches poll, and I gave Mayamera and St. Pius credit just because they played some tougher teams, and so I think going down, a lot of the coaches just looked at max preps, and that's how they filled out their coaches poll.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
but you know, we're really happy about where we're at. So
Yeah, you're in the state tournament. You got a game today at Santa Teresa. Make sure you don't miss the turn, because if you miss the turn, then you're in Mexico. And not that they don't have baseball teams down there, but that's not on your schedule today. So
yes, sir.
Stay in the States there. But Joby will be there, and we'll have radio coverage for sure. We're going to put the radio audio on the video channel, so it'll light up Facebook and all that. But yeah, I was told yesterday they've already got their own cameras down there. So darn it, I was all planning on going. I had everything loaded up. I was going to load it up after softball, and Joby and I were going to
Yes, sir.
head down there. But we'll be there to cover it. And then, of course, when you win today, wherever you wind up on Thursday, we'll be there to cover it too. So
Perfect.
Looking forward to it. Anything else you'd like to mention, Coach?
No, I just really appreciate all the support this year from all our fans, and encourage you to listen in or drive down there and support us. And what we told our guys is another opportunity. You get another opportunity to play the game of baseball, and with all your teammates. So take advantage of it.
Very good. Coach J.J. Ortiz, thank you. Good luck. Safe trip today. And we'll see you again real soon. All right.